Ladies and gentlemen, you all know that Dusty Rhodes has been injured. Well, we want to welcome back tonight Dusty Rhodes for his first interview since his injury. Here is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And Dusty, your fans welcome you back, man.
First of all, I would like to thank the many fans throughout this country that wrote cards and letters to Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, while I was down. Secondly, I want to thank Jim Crockett Promotions for waiting and taking the time, because I know how important it was. Starrcade 85 it is to the wrestling fans, it is to Jim Crockett Promotions. And Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, with that weight, got what I wanted. Ric Flair, the world's heavyweight champion. I don't have to say a lot more about the way I feel about Ric Flair. No respect, no honor. There is no honor among thieves in the first place. He put hard times on Dusty Rhodes and his family. You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Hard times are when the textile workers around this country are out of work and got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay their wages, can't buy their food. Hard times are when the auto workers are out of work and they tell them go home. And hard times are when a man has worked at a job 30 years. 30 years, they give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer took your place, Daddy. That's hard time. That's hard time. And Ric Flair, you put hard times on this country by taking Dusty Rhodes out. That's hard time. And we all had hard times together. I admit I don't look like the athlete of the day supposed to look. My belly's just a little big, my hand is just a little big, but brother, I am bad and they know I'm bad. And there were 2 bad people. One was John Wayne and he's dead, brother, and the other one's right here. Nature Boy Ric Flair. The world's heavyweight title belongs to these people. I'm gonna reach out right now. I want you at home to know my hand is touching your hand for this gathering of the biggest body of people in this country, in this universe, all over the world now, reaching out because the love that was given me, and this time I will repay you now, because I will be the next world's heavyweight champion on this Hard Time Blues. Dusty Rhodes Tour 85 and Ric Flair, Nature Boy. Let me leave you with this. One way to hurt Ric Flair is to take what he cherishes more than anything in the world. That's the world's heavyweight title. I'm gonna take it. I've been there twice. This time when I take it, Daddy, I'm gonna take it for you. Let's gather for it. Don't let me down now, because I came back for you, for that man up there that died 10, 12 years ago and never got the opportunity to see a real world champion. And I'm proud of you, and thank God I have you. And I love you.
We've got a 6-man bunkhouse match.
And David, look at the contestants. Look right there.
Look at
Big Bubba. And Dusty Rhodes wants Big Bubba to begin, but I don't think the Midnight Express are going to let him in first. Now, a bunkhouse match means anything goes. They can use anything at all. They can use any type of foreign object. They can use any type of hold at all. Anything goes, and Dusty Rhodes upset.
Wait a minute. Cornette's trying to pull Big Bubba back. Dusty wants him.
David, Dusty Rhodes, the World TV Champion, the Rock and Roll Express, the World Tag Team Champions. Look at him holding Big Bubba.
If he's so tough, let him go. The Rock and Roll Express, the World Tag Team Champions, the World Television Champion, Dusty Rhodes. Look at him. This place is rocking. All right, Big Bubba, he goes out.
Boy, you know, you got 6 guys who don't like each other at all. And a bunkhouse match is the old-fashioned way to settle an argument.
is go out and fight. Ricky Morton starts off. And beautiful Bobby. Look at Bobby. He's got his right hand taped. And now the chant, rock and roll.
Boy, they just want to slug it out, don't they?
All right, they go in. And remember, there are no rules.
The only thing Tommy Young can do is suggest they make a break. They don't have to. No 5 count here.
He's got his boots on.
And those boots are legal.
These are straight boots.
And he can kick him anywhere with the boots. There's nothing Tommy can do. Look at Tommy. No rules. That's exactly what he's telling beautiful Bobby. No rules at all.
Hey, Tony, besides the 6-man bunkhouse match, we have a match for the United States heavyweight title. 2 out of 3 falls. Nikita defends against Magnum TA, the boss.
David, what will happen after a man is pinned? We have a 30-second rest period, and the bell will ring again, and the man who gets 2 falls.
He goes right after Bobby. Laid him out. Gets him ready now. Robert now takes him. Puts him across. Picks him up. Good backdrop. Uh-oh. Oh. Loverboy Dennis.
They can complain all night. They can complain that maybe there's something in that elbow pad. Something in that elbow pad, but it's completely legal.
That is right. I'll tell you one thing. Wait a minute. Dennis is trying. See, the street boots are good for one thing, but not for another. Oh! He is hurting. Headlock. Makes the tag. To the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Here comes Bubba. Bubba and Dusty Rhodes. Bubba telling Tommy Young and also telling beautiful Bobby, don't stop him. Let him come on after me. Uh-oh.
Bobby's out there now. They put Big Bubba.
Okay, David, this match going on. If it would happen to end, we'll show you what happened on instant replay. If not, more of this exciting match right after this timeout.
Switch now, here he goes. Trying elbow right in the head. All right now, Dusty Big Bubba's got Dusty up. He's got him in that bear hug, squeezing tighter and tighter. Bubba, he looks around.
Dusty needs to make a tag to the Rock and Roll Express. Then, you know, David, speaking of the Rock and Roll Express,
the Rock and Roll had new music.
That's exactly right. They came into music that was written.
He's trying to get the elbow.
And recorded for the Rock and Roll Express exclusively. Their new theme. Now.
Remember, this is a bunkhouse match.
That means anything goes. Big Bubba now. Ricky Morton, he's ready to take on the world. And he's in the wrong place right now. Uh-oh. What's going on now? Powder right in the eyes. And now the eyes of Dusty. Beautiful. Bobby had powder. There's Big Bubba. And Dusty's gone to get him. David, some sort of a chain right there.
It's legal.
It's legal. This is a bunkhouse match. Right on the throat.
Yes, this is a bunkhouse match.
Right on the throat of Ricky Morton. And now Big Bubba still with that bear hug. Oh, my goodness.
Like it or not, everything they're doing.
Oh, my goodness. Bubba right to that iron railing outside of the ring. And now Dusty's got everybody out there. Dusty Rhodes, all of his frustration. But you know, David, as good as the Rock and Roll Express, as good as they are, you can't do anything against a foreign object at all. Especially when it's legal. Cornette. Right. There's that chain again.
Referee Tommy Young stands over there and just looks. He's helpless to do anything.
Only thing he's going to do is call a pin or a submission. That's all he's going to do.
Here goes Bobby up on the top. And he's the best in the business when it comes to destroying somebody that way.
That time, David, he hit right on the chin of Ricky Morton. His head bounced on the mat.
Good knee lift.
Bubba won't go down. Oh, there he goes.
But he's right back up. Clothesline by Dusty. Ricky's got Bobby. Look out. Here goes Big Bubba. He's going up on that top. Going up to Dusty comes up. Dusty's ready for him. He's got him. Oh, here he goes. He's like a big beached whale.
He's got him up.
This is legal. It's a pile driver. In this match, it is legal.
Yes. That is it. A pile driver. Dusty Rhodes, the Rock and Roll Express, win the bunkhouse match. Look at Cornette. With that pile driver, Big Bubba is out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can trust your car to the man that wears the star. How you doing? Welcome to America Gas.
Hi.
We're pumping gas. I'm making a blast. How you doing, darling? What can I do for you?
Just fine. I'd like $5 of super athletics.
You would? I bet you would. Hold on just a minute there. How you doing today?
Just fine.
You sure are. Pretty thing. You got a fine-looking automobile. I love fine-looking automobile. $5 worth of gas coming up
Somehow
from
I thought you
Americana
might be
Gas. Huh?
partial to pretty thing.
All right, partial to pretty. Let me get that window for you. I'm
Oh,
going
you
to
don't
check that
have
off
to.
for you now.
You don't have to. I'm sure.
No,
you're
no, you
fine.
need your all checked. I'm telling you now, I'm going to check it.
Okay, it's pop.
You can trust your car to the man that wears the star. Yes, ma'am. Woo, this is hot. Oh, yeah, this is hot. Yeah, have you ever
How
seen a
is it?
dipstick, baby?
Yeah.
Look at here, nice and clean. I'm going to put it back in there, and I bet you it's all the way full, because I know you're the kind of woman that takes care of your automobile. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I think I'll have you taking care of it from now on.
Full to the top. I mean, it won't take another bit of oil. $5 worth of gas. Now, man, I don't want to drop one right here. Woo! Whoa! Just hit it,
Still
just
got a
hit
tight
it.
budget this week.
I'm on a budget myself. We'll get that window for you, too.
Oh, you don't have to. You're awfully friendly.
I am friendly. I am friendly to man, women, and beasts. There's nothing like Americana gas. Everybody needs gas. Everybody needs fuel. Yes, ma'am.
Well, you sure make pleasure stopping in here and getting fuel.
Oh, yeah, I've been doing this most of my natural born life. You meet pretty ladies like this, too.
Oh, do you?
Yes, ma'am. Fringe benefits. Oh. Yeah, you got a little something on your window here. Look like them love bugs from down there south somewhere. Yeah. That'll get it off. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. That's a piece of work. Yeah, baby, I got one more thing to say. Your gas tank is full. Your dipstick is in. Your windows washed. Y'all come back and see me again.
And the music plays as Ravishing Rick Rude, along with the Brain, make their way to the ring. And Ravishing Rick Rude, having his problems, I would suspect, against the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And you wonder, is Sapphire going to be a distraction for Ravishing Rick Rude? She's a beauty in her own way. You know what I mean? Let's take you to Mean Gene Okerlund.
Welcome again to Saturday night's main event, Dusty Rhodes, and welcome to you, Sapphire. Both of you heard the comments made by Ravishing Rick Rude. He claims that Sapphire is his for the asking. He claims he can have you at the snap of his fingers. Your comments, Sapphire?
He's nothing next to my little bit of Dusty.
Well said, Sapphire. Dusty, with freedom for the common man flourishing the world over, is this the decade of the common man? Is this the Dusty decade?
Ooh, Mean Gene. Dusty likes the sound of that, but you know, it's more than the decade of the common man. It's the decade of the common woman, like my precious Sapphire.
Amen.
And that's why I'm here tonight. Rick Rude been treating women bad. Mean Gene, you've been seeing him treating women bad in the audience all over. That's got to stop, baby. And I'm here to do the stopping, right, baby?
Hey, what about Bobby Heenan?
Ooh, what about Sapphire?
Oh, you've got a point.
And a place to stick it, Jack. Come on, Sapphire.
All right, Vince, you've got to admit, Dusty Rhodes is in touch with his times. Will Bobby Heenan and Rick Rude be able to stop the tide of history? Or will they end up all wet? We'll see. Back to you.
What do you think, Jesse?
I don't think much when it comes to Rhodes and Sapphire. It's disgusting enough having to look at them.
What are you talking about?
Look
Don't
at
you
that.
like polka dots? Come on. Polka dots are the end thing these days. Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at them polka dots move.
They're just tons of fun, aren't they?
Sapphire and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, to lock up with Ravishing Rick Rude. Look at those moves. Yeah. We're going to get down here and we're going to have some fun. Look at that. It's Dusty Rhodes. Oh, come on. Against Ravishing Rick Rude. A few last-minute comments.
Now you got to give the advantage to Ravishing Rick Rude when it
Whoa,
comes
little kissy face. Whoa, look at that.
Yeah, there's a little kissy face for you right there.
Boy, I'll say the hard way. Rick Rude hammering away on the Dream. Ooh. Ravishing Rick Rude, an individual, take advantage of every opportunity. You leave him one small opening, he'll be all over it. Oh, my. What about the power of Dusty Rhodes there? Hello? Anybody home?
Drop that elbow on Ravishing Rick right in the small of the back.
I don't take the starch out on you.
Hey, Ravishing Rick Rude's a tough guy. He's not just good looks, you know.
Well, the winner of the Jesse the Body Award some time ago. Ooh, more damage to the back.
And it's obvious Rhodes feels he's found a weakness in the lower back area of Ravishing Rick Rude.
Hasn't he? Back again. And the Dream rolling it under the bottom up before he's counted out. Likewise, both men back in now.
You know, if this match comes down to managers, you got to give the advantage to Ravishing Rick Rude.
What?
What does Sapphire know about wrestling?
What she know about wrestling? I don't know. Nor do you. And that makes it an advantage to the Dream. Oh, my. Elbow to the head. And another one. Rude still on his feet, but barely. And the Dream with a third one. Look at that.
Well, the Dream obviously did damage to Ravishing Rick's back because Rude could matches, McMahon.
Oh, wait just a minute. That's the way you want half of yours. 1.5 matches, you won maybe 3 during your career. Most of them from jaw jacking, you talked him to death.
Well, at least I had 3 wins. That's more than you.
Hey, at least you can say to me, I have no zeros in the loss column.
Yeah, no guts, no glory. And look at Ravishing Rick rolling out of the way, and the Dream misses with that big elbow. Rude still experiencing a lot of pain in that lower back.
Ooh, Rick Rude now stepping over the Dream. Ooh, yeah. Ravishing Rick Rude. Oh, Sapphire.
Oh, please, keep the camera off her. I don't need to look at that face.
What, would you prefer to look at Heenan's kisser?
Any day.
Wait a minute, what's Bob Heenan coming over to Sapphire?
You keep your mouth shut. What do you want to dress like that for? Look at the way you look.
Big body drop. Bobby Heenan still over on Sapphire.
He's reading Sapphire the Riot Act.
Yeah, but the Dream's going to come over and read Heenan and Riot Act. Oh, no. From behind. Ravishing Rick Rude attacking the Dream.
See, that's the problem. I'm telling you, McMahon, the Dream's got to make sure Sapphire's okay. It causes him not to watch Ravishing Rick Rude. And that's who he needs to look at. What is this?
Oh, I think referee Joey Marella is doing his job.
What? They're throwing Heenan out.
Yeah, Heenan is out of here. He's gone.
This is despicable.
Bobby Heenan is out of here.
For what?
You saw what he was trying to start. We'll be back with the resumption of the matchup. We're back with the Dream. Dusty Rhodes motioning Sapphire to come back. Unfortunately, the referee asked Sapphire to leave the ringside area as well, and that was not fair, Jesse.
What do you mean it wasn't fair? She's the cause of all of it.
It was Bobby Heenan who started all of that. Meanwhile, it's Rude on his own and the Dream on his own.
Now there'll be no excuses, will there? Look at that body. That is gorgeous.
Not bad. Oh, but see, earlier on you alluded to the injury to the small of the back of Rick Rude, courtesy of the Dream, and it's still there. More prevalent than ever. Working on the elbow of Dusty Rhodes, ravishing Rick Rude.
And that's very smart because you know Rhodes, how he likes to use those elbows, take that away from him, and half of his armament's gone.
Arm bar, applying even more pressure. What is that? Oh, the back of the tights of ravishing Rick Rude.
Wonder who modeled those lips for him, Mick Jagger?
Wait a minute.
Now what right does she have back out here?
I think what she have in her hand. Jesse, I'm not too sure. I think she bought a ticket.
That is ridiculous. If Heenan has to go, so should she.
She went. She left. There she is. There's a ticket in her hand, Jesse. She's got a front row ringside seat.
Yeah, you're telling me there ain't some underhanded politics?
Hey, she's smart. Where's Heenan? He's back in the dressing room somewhere, taking his dirty socks off. Headbutt by the Dream. Uh-oh, rake in the face by ravishing Rick Rude. Rude pouring it on now. And I think Mr. Rude, yes. He has seen Sapphire at ringside and he is taking exception to it. Oh! Rude distracted by Sapphire. The Dream taking advantage, but Rude firing right back.
You know what else I'm fired up about, McMahon?
What?
February 23rd. What a more appropriate place for Iron Mike Tyson to step into the ring as a special referee than Joe Louis Arena.
Indeed, and we're going to hear later on from the Hulkster and his adversary on that occasion, the Macho King Randy Savage. We'll hear from them later on. Right now, the shoulder block sends both men down.
You know what President Jack Tunney should do, though? Tyson knows nothing about refereeing wrestling. He should send him to the troubleshooting referee of the WWF. Me!
Oh, no, you're not going to tutor Mike Tyson as to how to officiate a match.
They ought to. Oh, and Rude got caught coming off the top. Dangerous move.
The Dream takes ravishing Rick Rude down. What's going to happen now? Rude wide open. And the Dream, Sapphire rooting the Dream on. Ooh, knee to the hams. Uh-oh, rake in the face by Ravishing Rick Rude. That breaks the hold.
Obviously, that'll get you out any hold.
To the back of the head. Rick Rude, the opportunist, snapping Rhodes out to the middle of the ring. Rude with a page out of the Garvin stomp, and now hammering and continuing to hammer. Uh-oh, what's this? Rhodes beginning to move.
Hit him in the gut.
Dusty Rhodes back to his feet, takes another right hand from Ravishing Rick Rude. Back to the corner, comes out with an elbow.
And both of these guys going toe-to-toe.
What a matchup this has been so far. Off the rope. Oh my, Rhodes set it up.
Rhodes made a classic mistake, dropped the head right there. Rude getting the boot in.
Look of concern on the face of Sapphire a moment ago. Continuing to, what's he say? Get out. Uh-oh, look at this. Sapphire taunting Ravishing Rick Rude. Oh, come on, he has no right. She's a spectator. He has no right touching a spectator.
She ain't no spectator.
She bought her ticket. Rhodes from behind, chopping away. Oh, they're going at it tooth and nail outside.
Rhodes, they're going all the way to the dressing room with this fight outside the ring.
Rhodes and Rude going at it, and Rude to the retaining barrier. And that stops in cold.
Obviously, where's the referee?
Referee finally interceding here. The Dream is back in the ring. And wait a minute. Is it over?
It's gotta be. Obvious double count out. They were outside that ring longer than they could ever be allowed to be.
Well then, there you see inside the ring, he's just a common man.
Yeah, that's a lot to brag about.
Go get him, Sapphire, yeah.
Ah, that's disgusting.
What are you talking about? That's poetry in motion. You said it earlier. Sapphire, the Dream, get down.
Away from you, eh? Let's go. Dream, Dusty Rhodes, WrestleMania.
Fire! Fire! Come here, Dustin. I want everybody to bear with me just for a minute. I want to talk to my son in front of the whole world. When you were born, when you were a baby, and when you were born, I went off to seek my fame and fortune. I neglected you. Then later on, when I became world's heavyweight champion, I neglected you. Then lately I became this corporate cowboy, if you will, in public with a suit and tie on, and I neglected you. And when it came down to choose a partner, I was off in Hollywood, and I neglected you. Let me tell you something. Bunkhouse Buck, let me tell you, Colonel Parker, they all nothing but chicken thieves. That's all they are, brother. Let me tell you something else. Terry Funk is nothing but a low-life, watermelon thief, egg-sucking dog. And let me tell you something about Ian Anderson. Ian Anderson, my son, offered up his innocence, and you paid him back in scorn. The hell with you, Ian Anderson. Ian Anderson has never been nothing but a walk behinder. And when you walk behind and you're not a leader, then the view never changes, baby. The view never changes, baby. The view never changes. You have the ability to be the world's heavyweight wrestling champion. There is not a greater athlete at your age in this sport. But I want to ask you a favor. I want to ask you a favor in front of God and the whole world. I know that the Clash of Champions on August the 24th, you put your name on the dotted line. I don't want you to look for another partner. I don't want you to go and find another man. I don't want you to go out and get on your knees and beg another scum-sucking pig to be your partner. I'm asking you if you can carry this old out of shape, old bent out, old spindly-legged man. I want to be your partner. I don't need no handshake, because out there right now tonight there's people with their brothers and their sisters and their wives. They are blood. The Kennedys were blood. The Earps were blood. The Rhodes are blood. I don't need a handshake. What I need now from you is just a hug and a kiss to seal the deal, baby.
This is not about me. This is about Cody's job. And in one night, you watched a suffering young man lose his job. Not for the fight of the game, never turned down a shot at Randy Orton. But on a whim, if you will, what's good for business, what the hell is good for business is Triple H said, hey, by the way, if you don't beat Randy Orton, you lose your job. You're out of work. You're on unemployment line because that's what's best for business. Goldust comes in and steps up to the plate and takes a mighty swing. Having two sons you are proud of, two sons that you love with all your heart is what's best for business. Don't you ever think that God's greatest gift to each and every one of you is a child. It is your family. It is your business. It is what you do day in and day out to exist. And we exist to be the best. Cody Rhodes, before he was 22 years old, was 2 times Intercontinental Champion. And in one night, you broke his heart. So, with that being said, I did not call for this meeting. I did not say I'm coming to see you and beg for Cody's job. I just want him to have the opportunity to earn that job back. So I heard there is a business proposition on the tweet. Well, Stephanie McMahon, Stephanie LeVick, Stephanie, whatever that proposal is, you drag them long legs out here and get with it.
Style grace, I'm never gonna be done with on me. Now welcome to the kingdom.
Beautiful. From one parent to another, I mean, oh my God. Virgil, that was remarkable. And you know, my husband's business decision to fire Cody Rhodes, it's been weighing on us a lot. And I understand the wedding was this past week, and well, we're sorry if it cast a shadow over your family celebration. So I have something. I have something for Cody and his bride.
Bed Bath and Beyond.
Well, that's where they were registered. For their wedding. Man, well, if that's how this is gonna go.
Yeah, I'll tell you how it's gonna go. Let's cut through the BS and get on with your proposition.
All right, all right. So let me relate to you, okay? You're the son of a plumber. I can relate to that because I am the daughter of a genius. The genius behind this sports entertainment phenomenon. And there's a lot of pressure there. There's a lot of pressure to succeed. And as we all know, business is all about succeeding. So getting to the chase and doing what's right for business, we would like to offer Cody Rhodes his job back.
There you go. That's all I wanted. That's good. Me and you are done.
Or we can give that job to your older son, the one who fought so valiantly for Cody last week on Raw. There's only one open spot, and who better to make that choice than you?
No. Let me tell you something. You're not gonna catch me off guard with this step. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to make that choice. Let me ask you a question, too.
Before you ask me a question, let me put it to you this way.
No.
No. You need to listen to this.
Don't interrupt me.
Excuse me. You need
Don't
to listen
interrupt
to
me.
You can give this job to your glorious baby boy, the one who's always done everything absolutely right, the one who just got married, has his whole life ahead of him. Or you can give this job to the son that you neglected all those years traveling on the road. Dusty, I know that you blame yourself for Dustin's transgressions. And this is your chance to make that right. You could be a hero to your sons. The choice is yours. The opportunity is right here in front of you.
Let me ask you a question, okay? Let's calm down here. Let me ask you one question. In the morning when you get up and you go to breakfast, and you got some beautiful daughters. How
Yes,
are they,
I
by
do.
the way? They good?
They're wonderful, but this isn't
Good.
about me or my daughters.
No, let me ask this. You line them up at the table and you say, okay, you're my favorite, you other two go on back to bed. Is that what you do? That's my answer to you. And I'll tell you one thing else. I'll tell you a husband, and I'll tell this company.
You know what? This is very typical of you. You make this all about yourself. It's all about Dusty Rhodes and his decision. Well, what about Cody? What about Dustin? What about Goldust? You're just gonna leave them behind like you always have, putting yourself first? I hope they can find it in their hearts to forgive you.
You're gonna forgive this, Stephanie. You can go straight to hell!
The Grand Wizard of Wrestling, along with superstar Billy Graham, the reigning Worldwide Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion. There's a look at the bicep, the upper arm of superstar Billy Graham. There's the Wizard psyching up superstar. Look at the size of those arms, bordering on 22 or 23 inches. That's the size of an average man's thigh. Very colorful athlete here, superstar Billy Graham. Winning a championship in a most controversial decision on April 30th. And the roar of the crowd now is for the Dream. It is for the American Dream. It is for Mr. Dusty Rhodes. And look at him do his thing. Look at him peeking and hiding, slipping in and sliding. The dust will settle on the fallen star, the poster reads.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. One fall for the Worldwide Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. Introducing the challenger. He's from Austin, Texas. He weighs 265 pounds. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. In the ring at this time, the manager of the world champion, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling. And now introducing the Worldwide Wrestling Federation champion. He comes in at 265, Paradise Valley, Arizona, superstar Billy Graham. Eddie Gersh is your referee, 1 fall to a finish.
Well, sir, this is the biggie. Dusty Rhodes is ready. He's warmed up. Graham, on the other hand, apparently taking his time along with the Grand Wizard. And the referee holding a championship. Look at Dusty Rhodes. Oh, watch yourself. Time for a little consultation on the outside. The Wizard assisting Graham. All right, here we go. Graham has never seen moves like that before. Whoa, baby. Look at Dusty bad-mouthing Superstar. Graham locking up with the Dream again, and once again, Dusty beats him to the punch here and shoves him back to the corner. Trying it one more time. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Graham. And again, the admonition by Dusty Rhodes. Oh, the elbow. Graham finally back to his feet. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, sort of a roly-poly type statue as compared to Superstar Graham. But it's Dusty Rhodes doing the shoving around here and not the muscular Graham. Big body slam. Rhodes up across the eyes. Rhodes trying to humiliate Superstar, and Graham now on the outside of the ring apparently has given up. Apparently he has given up. Nope. Graham just trying to spell himself a little bit, perhaps. Psychological maneuver. Graham gesturing will break Dusty Rhodes in two. You would suspect that Graham would. You would suspect just by the looks of things that Graham would have the upper hand here, the advantage as far as strength is concerned, just as far as looks. But looks can be deceiving. perhaps Rhodes is going to try it. Oh, no. Rhodes is going to try it. Yes, sir. There they go. Locking up now. Rhodes trembling. It looks like Graham at this moment is overpowering him, kind of moving him around a bit. Graham has him right where he wants him now. Graham trying to do his best now to keep him down. Rhodes beginning to shake all over. Rhodes on his feet. Again, Graham trying to keep Dusty Rhodes down on his knees, but it's Dusty back to his feet. And look what has happened. Oh, the pain, the pain. Graham may have some crippled fingers as a result of Rhodes stomping down on his digits. Graham with a chop there into the throat of Dusty Rhodes, obviously having an effect on Big Dust. Same tactic. Graham there gesturing to the referee that he's using the forearm. We can see from our vantage point he is indeed not using just the forearm. Look at Dusty Rhodes. He has had enough. Graham for the ride to the corner. Rhodes out there with him. They're out on the apron of the ring now. Graham just hanging on the ropes. Rhodes again with the upper hand, continuing to apply the pressure now on superstar Graham. So the jive man, Dusty Rhodes, once again, using that elbow to his advantage. Rhodes whipped to the corner, and the elbow of Graham finds its mark. So coming off the ropes there, Superstar with pinpoint accuracy with the elbow. And Graham has certainly taken advantage of this opportunity. Graham trying to blend Dusty Rhodes into the canvas. It is not a choke, so the referee says. Rhodes trying to get life back into his hands. Perhaps Rhodes is coming back to life. But no, sir, the python-like grip of Superstar Graham at the moment reigning supreme. Referee shaking his head there, responding to perhaps Graham's question of ask him if he wants to submit. Coming alive, Dusty Rhodes. Maybe he'll make it this time. He's shaking all over. He's on his feet. Elbow off the rope. Shoulder block. Up again. No. Rhodes through the ropes and on the outside. Graham going right after him, though. And backs him up. Threw him backwards into the grate. They both make it back inside before the count, apparently. Off and into the bear hug. Rhodes saying no way. He will not submit. Look at Rhodes climbing the rope now. What's he have in mind? That's what he has in mind. That elbow's going up in the air. No, could not quite make it. Graham pulled him off and began to squeeze just that much more. Dusty trying to get himself together. Yes, sir. Rhodes moving right in now. Graham full of ride. Whip to the corner. Here goes Rhodes after him. No, missing with that elbow smash. Graham moving in now. Rhodes up in the air across the back of Superstar Graham, who can very well have a submission here. pushing off, down, and it's Graham, flipped the back around. To the rope, elbow right on target. Back down again. Graham going up to the top rope. Rhodes catching it. Graham now, off the rope again. Up, all over. Looks like he's going to make it. I don't know. The referee should be out there counting. But perhaps Rhodes is victorious here. The referee should be counting. Referee should be in the ring counting. I don't know what he's doing out there. Rhodes wants the belt.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 15 minutes, 38 seconds. Referee Eddie Gersh counts out superstar Billy Graham, the winner, but not the new world champion, Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes wins it. There must be a pin count or a submission for the belt to change hands.
Rhodes is upset. He had the championship belt around his waist. But
Superstar, I come a long way to whip your ass now. Get out of here, baby.
Communication is really the key right now. With social media being so strong, and we can text you. I can text you, but I can't look you in the eye and talk to you. It's almost a lost art, except in movies or in our industry of entertainment, WWE. And I've always looked at my code name for the one camera there, the red light on, is the red light district. Anytime you're have an opportunity to be in front of the red light, whether there's 60 people or 15 million that watch our programming every week, 15 million, it's still the red light that guides you into their homes. It's simple.
Dusty, I'm sad to say that recently at SummerSlam, what the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase has been saying all along is true. That's saying that everybody has a price. And I know that doesn't bode well with you.
on that hot August night in Philadelphia at SummerSlam 1990. I felt humiliation. I felt rejection. And I felt betrayed when I looked out and seen Sapphire standing with Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and I seen what dirty money can buy you, baby. And confusion reigned in the mind of Dusty Rhodes, the American dream. But now, I'm steady in my mind. I know what has to be done. Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, Dusty Rhodes, the American dream, cannot, will not, never will be bought, baby.
Got that right. Who'd want him?
You have paid the price for Dusty Rhodes. And that price is gonna be, that price is gonna be pure hell, baby.
$1 Million Man has made an enemy for life.
Oh, Blanchard, what a move! What a move!
That's why he's a ring general. That's why he's a ring general. Tully Blanchard took advantage of the fact that Dusty Rhodes had him hurt and brought Dusty Rhodes into the corner, and Dusty Rhodes relaxed for 1 minute. You cannot relax in this sport. You relax for 1 minute. And Tully Blanchard seized that opportunity and took advantage of it.
Tully Blanchard, now he's going after his ankle. Starts stomping away.
Now Dusty Rhodes is going to have to really gut it up.
JJ coming.
I didn't see that.
JJ came right in with a stomp of his own.
I didn't see that. I'm really not sure what you're making reference to. Figured you wouldn't.
There you see the national heavyweight champion, Dusty Rhodes, and Baby Doll trying to help him up. Tully goes right after him. Catches him with a hard right hand side of the jaw. Again. Backs up. Dusty rolls in.
Dusty. Oh, he's really twisting on that foot now. And you know that pain has to be tremendous.
You know it is.
David Crockett, Tony Schiavone, this is what you call professional wrestling at its best.
You're right about that, Ric Flair.
And you see two of the best in that ring.
They're not punching each other. They're not choking each other. They are wrestling. And I don't mind telling you that particular leg hold that Tully Blanchard has on Dusty Rhodes right now can cause excruciating pain, especially to a man that has had a broken bone in that particular area.
Rick, listen to these fans. They're shouting Dusty. It's got to help him hold on. It's got to.
Of course it does. We mentioned earlier the psychological ploy of having the fans behind you. But when it comes right down to it, the best man, the best athlete, the best wrestler will prevail.
Can he hold on? He catches him with an elbow. Dusty catches him over the side of the head again with another elbow. Rolls him over. He tries to come out of it. Look at it, look at it. Oh,
he can't stand up. Dusty couldn't stand up that time.
His ankle wouldn't hold him. Tully goes right after that ankle and that leg. Look at it. Dusty was trying to block him. Look at it. Tully pulls him out in the center. Spins around, spinning toe hold. Tighter and tighter. The pain, you know the pain is excruciating.
It takes one tremendous athlete to take this much pain.
Oh. Can he hold on? Can he make it to the ropes? Are we going to see it?
Now we find out where Dusty Rhodes is at. This is a real gut check right here, gentlemen.
Dusty's holding on. Wait, no. He's got it locked.
And he's a long way from the ropes.
Tully Blanchard has it locked. Look at JJ. He's concerned now. Look at Dusty. Can he hold on? Throw it out. Second hand. Come on, you can do it. Can he do it? As you know, the reverse. Can he? He's trying. He's trying. Champion, he's trying. Can he turn him? That's the only way he can come out. That's the only way. Oh, he almost. I can't.
Almost out of the champion right there, gentlemen. We're almost out of the champion right there.
That was very close. You're right, Rick. We almost had a changing of the guard.
Baby doll. There you see JJ.
Who do you think taught Tully Blanchard how to put this figure four on and really apply the steam, brother?
Well, we know that Ric Flair is the master.
He's making me proud of him right now.
He's got. Can he do it? Can he get that leg loose? Can he, he's got. All right, he's got it. He's rolling. Can he roll it? Can he get that momentum? He's got it. Dusty's got it. He's got it. He reversed the figure four. He still feels the effects though. Catch him. Puts all his way behind him. He goes after him. He's down. Cuts his legs out from under him.
Tremendous football tackle. Tremendous.
Dusty now takes Tully. Picks him up. Oh, no. Couldn't do it. His ankle. Couldn't take away.
You're right. That leg gave out.
They see Baby Doll going over to him. Tully realizes it. He goes now. Again. Puts the knee into the ankle. Drops it again. Dusty ran there against the ropes. Tully stomping away. Stomping at will.
Gentlemen, we're talking about big bank accounts, big houses, big cars, condominiums. We're talking about IRAs. We're talking about everything. And look at this right now. It's this way.
He had him over. That goes down for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, no.
Gentlemen, that's unbelievable.
Oh, he did it. It's the prestige, Rick. It's the prestige, too, of holding that national heavyweight title. Dusty's not going to give up. He won't get. He's got him up. Tully goes behind him. They come on. Go. He's climbing.
Tremendous clothesline.
Those men are down low. What a match this has been. What a match. He's up. He's up. He winds up. Catches him. Left. Another left there.
What a match. What a wrestling match.
Takes him down.
Gentlemen, there's nothing finer than a great wrestling match. Nothing greater in all of professional sports. And you're seeing it right here.
Two giants of the wrestling world.
And they are going at it 120%. And neither man will give an inch.
Sleeper! He's got him. He's got it. Can Tully do it? Can he get out? Can he make it? No, he's going down. Both these. He's slowly sinking. Tully's trying to fight it.
He's in trouble. Tully's in trouble.
They see JJ now. He's got the sleeper on JJ. JJ's reaching in his pocket. What is he doing? Tully, what is that? Hey, he got Tully. He got Tully something.
Now with a few on the phone through something in the ring.
He got Tully something out of the spot. His back, we really couldn't see what he did. There you see it. Ladies and gentlemen, you see Dusty Rhodes on the mat.
Oh, he's out.
He is out. We have a new national heavyweight champion. Let's go back. Let's go back and see. All right, Tony, let's see if we can watch it. Let's see.
Okay, right now, I think Dusty...
What is that?
What is that in his right hand?
Really can't... Sorry,
you know, his hand was taped up anyway. You really can't tell.
I know. All right.
Right here, Dusty had him, and then all of a sudden, Dusty's legs go get.
He just drops. You really can't. And he goes down for the pin. Your winner, and now the new national heavyweight champion, Tully Blanchard. Now watch this. Ric Flair.
You know, David, it was pandemonium out here, but what we're going to see in just a few seconds is really one of the most disgusting things of the night. Now take a look here. Baby doll obviously livid.
She has to be. Now watch. Look at JJ. Just yanks her down by the hair, and she goes right up. This is some woman. This is some woman, baby doll. She goes down. Now look at Tully gets it. Arn Anderson gets it. Now Ric Flair is going up on the top rope. JJ saying, do it to her, do it. But now Magnum comes in, and the rest. And they leave. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear more about this.
We certainly are. Baby doll, certainly a scene you'll play over in your mind again and again.
20 hard times is selling on my house once again. Coming on this television week in and week out, talking about different things. It always seems to be hard time. Always hard time. Let me tell the National Wrestling Alliance something. Let me tell Jim Crockett something. Let me tell the referee something. Let me tell Ric Flair something. Let me tell Tully Blanchard something. Let me tell Arn Anderson something. You know, I usually get kissed with something like that. You know, why did you take everything? Come around out here, come in, dog. Why don't you just take everything? You took my world title, you took my national title, you taking my pride. You might as well have my clothes. You might as well take my clothes. That's it. You might as well take everything I got. I mean, you got everything else, you might as well take it all. You know what I mean? Just take everything I got.
Here we are, guys. People tell me this is the baddest bar around. This is where all the bad boys live. If I check this place out, Dustin wouldn't like this. This ain't his type of honky tonk, but he said, Dad, he said the War Games, pay-per-view television, submit or surrender. You pick the two baddest you can find. The two baddest I can find, I believe, is inside this building here. A building they call Nastyville. War Games. We're gonna find the answer right inside this arch of steel.
Hey man, where'd you park your horse? Hey man, pretty stylish get up you got there, bro.
Besides the bump! Now!
Chicken Jericho, man, you're gonna need it.
Get out of his face! Well. Hey, what brings the urban cowboy to the heart of Nastyville? That's right, Roy Rogers, the OK Corral somewhere down the street. John Wayne, what are you doing here? Where's that punk kid of yours? Well, you better be glad that punk kid ain't here. You guys have an opportunity. Opportunity is knocking on your door. I'm here for a reason. I didn't ride in here on this bad lightning boat just to be poked fun at. You know what I'm talking about? Scrap ball, Nastyville, call it what you will. I'm talking about pay-per-view television. I'm talking about the War Games. I'm talking about Colonel Parker and his men against Dustin and myself, and we're looking for real two good bad butts. You know what I mean? Guys that are bad. I've been watching you. You've been watching me. You know the whole story about family. But after seeing you, I don't know if you're nasty enough for me and Dustin in the War Games. Not bad enough? Not nasty enough? Huh. Is that nasty enough for you? That's what I'm talking about. Now listen up here just a second. Nobody's closer than blood. You two guys been together long time. Nobody's like family. Colonel Parker got Bunkhouse Buck, Terry Funk Iron Anderson, Ming himself got a bad bunch. The War Games give an opportunity to be bad and nasty. Needs a rip and tear, everything you like to do. You don't have to think about it. Opportunities knocking. War Games. Dustin, myself, the Dream, and the Natural, and the Nasty Boys at the War Games against Parker and his men, brother. If you want to seal the deal, let me have the scrap ball dang, baby.
That seems pretty nasty to me.
It's nasty time! It's the War Games, boys. Got it. More games.
There's a look at a legend. 3 times, and they're chanting his name.
They want him in there. They want him to help his punk kid and his two nasty friends. 7, 6, 5.
The countdown for the American Dream.
2, 1. The ball's out of the ship.
Here he goes. And they're triple teaming. Oh yeah, he still got it.
The big Texas Brahma Bulls roast. And I don't know who the hell can ride him.
He's throwing them all around.
Oh, he wants the Colonel. Extra crispy or original. He don't care.
Ming wants in the cage, but he can't tear it loose. The doors are locked.
Somebody should stop this. This isn't right. This is no way to settle anything.
Oh! He's going to climb the cage with Ming.
Where is Ming? Where is Ming?
He's going to put the figure 4.
Oh, no.
Look at Ming trying to crawl the cage.
This is inhumane.
The referees are checking. They're calling the bell.
Dusty Rhodes has submitted the winners of the match. The team of the Nasty Boys, the Natural Dustin Rhodes, and the legendary American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
So there it is. They went after Colonel Parker. They got him.
Oh, boy, he laid it. Look at him. Oh, boy, he laid his old tight ass out. Look at him. Look over here. Oh, excuse me at home. I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness. Hit somebody.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dusty Rhodes, come on in and welcome to Saturday night's main event. You know, you're synonymous with America, and this is the way America spends its Saturday nights.
Woo, Daddy, let me tell you, that is country music to my ear. You know, I'm here to show America that justice will prevail, you know. And, you know, I'm just a common man, Mean Gene. That's all I am. Just a common man. But when I seen that boss man handing out that justice on his opponents like that, I say, no more. No more. It's over. And now then, the common people, they need a common man to lead them. And I am that man, Daddy.
You know, I've got a question for you. What about Slick, the doctor of style? He has been known to aid and abet the boss man.
Slickster, accessory to the crime. That makes him accountable for the penalties and the punishment, if you will, that I'm laying on the boss man. And you know what?
What?
This court is adjourned.
I thought it was. Hey.
You said cannibal.
Burn that. We don't want that one on Saturday night's main event.
I think we're going to do another.
Oh, but it was so good.
This contest is scheduled for one fall. Soon to be making their way towards the ring area, accompanied by his manager, the Doctor of Style, Slick, from Cobb County, Georgia, weighing 357 pounds. Here comes the Big Boss Man.
Lamont Civil on with his lordship Alfred Hayes here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens, and this is going to be a classic confrontation as we take a look at the Slickster leading the way down for the Big Boss Man. Doctor of Style.
And what great things he's done for this man, the Big Boss Man. Oh, he's propelled him right to the very top of his chosen career.
That's the style right now, your lordship. I don't want any part of it. He hasn't got $35 worth of stuff on, including his watch.
Maybe he lost his wardrobe on the way up here.
What a matchup, folks. This one may settle a lot of scores that have been developing here in the World Wrestling Federation in the last several months. If you remember correctly, your lordship, not too long ago in the Survivor Series, he did
His opponent hails from Austin, Texas, weighing 289 pounds. Here comes Dusty Rhodes.
The American Dream as they come to life here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. Listen to this ovation. How can you sit still with that kind of music? Mr. Polka Dots himself.
Yes, that's it. He hasn't intimidated the Big Boss Man yet, though. Yes, he has now. Slick and the Boss Man run for their lives.
American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, capturing the hearts of everyone here in Toronto. That nightstick originally belonged to the Big Boss Man.
Yes, it did. And there's been many a protest lodged by that man too, Slick, about the fact that Dusty Rhodes still has his nightstick.
But I'm sure the Big Boss Man has a lot of other things in his arsenal, your lordship. He's more than willing to unload this.
In any case, I'm sure that eventually Dusty Rhodes will return that nightstick because he's a very honest fellow.
Absolutely. Final words of encouragement. Oh! Got his fingers stomped on the apron. You got to pay attention, Slick, to what's going on.
You certainly can't take your eyes off Dusty Rhodes for one moment, because if you do, he'll have you.
The same thing applies to the Slickster. Don't you dare take your eyes off him.
I'm sure Slickster has something in mind for Dusty Rhodes. This match has been a long time coming, and you can bet your life that the Slickster wouldn't go in there unprepared. He never has done before.
I'm very surprised that the promotion here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens outbid some of the major arenas around the world for this match, such as Madison Square Garden and the Boston Garden, Philadelphia Spectrum. Well, Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens outbid them all.
Tremendous history here, though. Whipper Watson, people like that gorilla, Eduardo Carpentier, they all
Ladies and
wrestled
gentlemen,
here.
the boss
The
man
great
requires
champions, Gene
silence
Kiniski.
as he's talking to his manager.
And of course, the greatest of them all, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, no question. A legend in his own time.
And certainly, if the Big Boss Man can beat Dusty Rhodes here, you can bet your life that he is #1 challenger for the World Wrestling Federation Championship, held so ably by Hulk Hogan.
Well, he's obviously in the top 5 right now, and this match very important for the careers of both of these men, providing it never gets started.
Well, I don't blame Dusty Rhodes for being cautious. He doesn't want Slick anywhere near the ring side, but that's not going to work because Slick is going to stay there through thick and thin. He's got to watch the Big Boss Man all the way, all the time, and at the same time keep an eye on the Slickster.
Well, the Slickster, a bona fide licensed manager, having every right to be at ringside. Whoa! Dusty unloading early. And the Slickster up on the apron, look out. That's exactly what we were talking about earlier.
Yes, and that's the contingency plan of Slick there. And look at this. They've obviously talked about this particular way to get at Dusty Rhodes.
What a snake in the grass. Look at telling the referee, I'm hurt, I didn't do a thing.
Well, Rhodes must have known what he was getting into. He signed that contract, Gorilla.
I don't know, I'd have brought some help along if I were him. Go out and get somebody perhaps like Tito Santana and say, would you mind seconding me? And keeping an eye on the big tall guy over there with a hat on.
That's very, very true, but do you think that he's so full of confidence that he thinks he can take care of the Big Boss Man and still keep Slickster at bay?
Highly unlikely that that would happen. Or could happen. But if you can do that, you can't see behind you.
Oh, look at Big Boss Man now. He really believes he's got this match sewn up.
It's only just begun. Seems to me that reminds me of a song. We've only just begun. Going to work on the left arm and shoulder. Big Boss Man, 300 pounds plus. I'd say the weight's about even, Your Lordship.
I would say that Boss Man probably has a little more than Dusty Rhodes. He certainly is many inches taller than him, but I would say strength-wise, both these men are very, very even.
And the experience level, of course, has to be on the side of the dream.
Heavily in his favor, yes, definitely. Heavily in his favor.
Then to the top of the mountain and back.
Oh. And one thing about Rhodes is he's in that gym, he works out all the time, keeps himself in top shape. And his stamina and durability have never, ever, ever been in doubt. Oh, gosh.
Big Boss Man didn't exactly land where he wanted to that time, but still did the damage. Dusty got all the scars, the wounds of the wars on that face.
He certainly has. Indeed, he has. Bossman, I really don't understand his tactics now because he was doing so well with his bruising, bustling, hustling type style. Now he's taken to putting an arm lock on Dusty Rhodes.
Well, there's that little bit of inexperience showing up, Your Lordship, but I'm sure the Slickster is screaming at him and telling him that this is not the route to be taken. Look at him, he's upset.
Yes.
What are you doing, he's saying.
Well, the amazing thing is that the Big Boss Man is only in his 20s.
Yes.
So, I mean, you'd never think of that looking at him, but he is indeed. Surely he must have... Oh, I don't like that.
No, It's not the referee's job to do that.
I cannot condone that in any shape, form, or whatsoever.
Look at the Slickster giving the referee you know what for. Dream got scars all over his body, your lordship.
Yes, he's led a very rugged life within the confines of the wrestling ring.
Thumb in the eye. Whoa. What a nice roundhouse right. Look out. Hard into the corner. Whoa. Dusty a little bit too quick for that.
Oh, look what Dusty's done now to Slick. He's brought him in. And now he's taking him to the corner.
Got his hat. Oh, out of the way. And the Slickster just avalanched by his own man. Ropes just saved him from going out there. Oh, did you see that? Big Boss Man got clobbered with his own nightstick. And this one is over just like that.
Here is your winner, Dusty Rhodes.
Well, sometimes it happens that way when the manager gets involved on the apron like that. He was out there to clobber the Dream with a nightstick, and things backfired completely.
I think when the idea of developmental is so important to our, what's wrong with my head? Am I hot? See there, I knew that, I could tell. Yeah.
So give a big Memphis welcome to the one and only. That's right, he's the newest member of the New World Order. The American Dream.
Stop it.
Dusty Rhodes.
This one is beyond comprehension for wrestling fans around the world who've been following this sport for years, for decades. This is unbelievable.
You know, that sign said it all that we saw.
Top of the world.
Say it ain't so, Dusty. Reminiscent of Say It Ain't So, Joe, the 1918 Chicago Black Sox scandal.
Well, it's so. He stabbed us all in the back. He spit in our face.
Woo! You're kidding? The NWO stabbed more guys in the back than Joe Pesci. This is just the latest.
There's your buddy, Tony.
My buddy.
Wearing an NWO shirt. There's your buddy, Tony.
When I talked with him on WCW Saturday night, this past Saturday, nothing could have
Okay,
prepared.
Dust. Why don't you lay a little rap on him? Because everybody here wants to hear Dusty Rhodes testify. Oh, thank you, brother. Hey, is this just too sweet? I'm gonna lay this on you, and I'm gonna lay it on you one time, so you better pull up and listen to it, because we ain't gonna talk about it again. In 1991, corporate America tried to tear down what I had helped build. They tried to tear down tradition of wrestling. I lived on the 12th floor. I wore the suit and tie. I talked with the suits every day. I said, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, sir, no, sir. And now you know what? You can take them suits and shove it, baby. Oh, yeah, I can say that. I can say that. They moved me down. They moved me down to do some color commentating. And after carrying Tony Schiavone for so many years, oh, I got so tired of it. I got so sick and tired of it. I got plain tired of it.
You don't have to take that.
And then you know what, brother? Easy E. Bishop, Ease Dion. A man of vision. A man of one hell of a vision. And the New World Order became the sounding board for wrestling as we know it. The New World Order is why you are here tonight. The New World Order is why you watch television. The New World Order is why you go to the arenas. The New World Order is what makes everybody a living at WCW.
Because everybody knows when you're NWO, you NWO.
Tony Schiavone said, why don't somebody go down and do something about this? Why don't somebody jump up and go down and do something about this? I went down, I did something about it, and Larry Zbyszko, let me tell you something, there is no comeback. There will be no comeback. And all you marks on the internet, there will be no comeback. And last but not least, J.J. Dillon, don't you ever come and tell us what to do. We will do what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it, and to who we want to do it to.
All right, we've got all the ringside introductions done. It's time to get this one on. And again, as I said just a week ago, a very controversial end to their first confrontation. And now, no disqualification for the U.S. heavyweight title, currently held by the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And beautiful Bobby goes out of the ring over the top rope, and Dusty Rhodes right out after him. And with no time at all gone in this match, they're getting it on the hard concrete floor here at the Greensboro Coliseum. Beautiful Bobby now very slow in getting up, getting some help from Jim Cornette. But you can see right there on your screen that beautiful Bobby already is very, very slow to return to action. I think all that happened last week was to get Dusty Rhodes' ire up even more. He wants beautiful Bobby Eaton in the worst way, and he is really hammering Eaton. What a right hand by the U.S. heavyweight champion, the living legend, Dusty Rhodes. And you can clearly hear the crowd behind the Dream. Beautiful Bobby is just now getting back to his feet. These two, as I said, don't like each other one bit. All right, back to the action. Eaton now with an armbar on the Dream. Working on that left arm of Dusty Rhodes. You can hear Jim Cornette in the corner yelling praise for Bobby Eaton. Right hand by Eaton now, and Rhodes is down and rolls out of the ring. Jim Cornette may have gone after him, but thought twice, and here comes Bobby Eaton. And Dusty backflips him down again on the concrete floor. And Eaton rolls around in pain again. And Cornette says, get up, get up, get up. So, here in the early going of this rematch, if you will, from just a week ago, you'd have to clearly say that the edge has gone to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. A few licks by Bobby Eaton, but he certainly has paid the price. U.S. heavyweight, wait a minute. Bobby Eaton's got that tennis racket and he levels it on the left knee of the Dream, and now the knee. Dusty Rhodes in the corner. And you can see the pain on Dusty's face. So once again, they pull out the stops. We've got to take a break. We'll be back with more. All right, Jack Gregory back here in Power Pro Wrestling. This match continues. And it's Bobby Eaton now with the advantage on the American Dream. Dusty Rhodes, while you're away, Eaton took the advantage. And he now goes to work on the Dream. And Bobby Eaton climbs that ring rope, and he's up on the top ring rope. Cornette cheering him on, and that leg across the neck and the sternum area of Dusty Rhodes.
Rhodes kicks out, just a 2 count. In their first match a week ago, they pulled out all the stops, tennis rackets, brass knucks. They've done it again. As you might expect, that U.S. Heavyweight Championship belt, a very prestigious belt around the National Wrestling Alliance, and Eaton again on the top rope, but Dusty was waiting for him. The Bulldog. Dusty Rhodes was waiting for him. Bobby Eaton went to the well once too many times. Followed it with a Bulldog, and it's Bobby Eaton now who has been rocked. Dusty cocks that elbow, the bionic elbow. And I tell you, when that hits you, it's like a slab of concrete coming down on you, hard and heavy. Now Dusty's got the figure fours, he got it locked. Yes, he does. Rhodes has the figure four locked down tight. The pain, and wait, Cornette hit Dusty with that tennis racket. More interference by Jim Cornette. The referee didn't see it, but we did, you did at home. And now Eaton takes advantage with 2 right hands and goes to that ring rope again. Has he gone again? Yes, he has. Rhodes has got him. Backflips him right into the ring. Dusty now, up on that top ring rope. Eaton doesn't see him, now he does. Wow, a flying body block by Dusty. And Cornette now, Cornette's got the referee tied up, and the ref did not see the pin. Rhodes levels Cornette. Eaton kicks Dusty, and he kicked Dusty Rhodes into the referee. The referee is down. Cornette is down. Dusty's down. We've lost this one. Pandemonium here in the Greensboro Coliseum. That steel chair across the back of Dusty Rhodes. The referee is still down. And wait a minute. Bobby Eaton now throws the ref in the ring. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. Wait a minute. They're counting Dusty out. They're giving him a count out of the ring. Wait a minute. The referee, Dusty's back in the ring. Did he get it in time? Wait a minute. The ref says no. We thought Dusty beat the 10 count, but wait a minute. Referee's pushed by Cornette. Dusty rolls. The referee's had enough of this. The referee turns around and calls Bobby Eaton out. Rhodes pins him and he retains the belt.
All right, thanks for joining us here on Prime. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. I really like that. Give it to me one more time, the moo thing.
Well, the moo is only, for the Prime cut.
Oh, come on,
well, I can give you just a little bit. Meow. Okay, so that's just, gotta wait till next week because that gets us all geared up.
American Dream, that's Rose? Hey, what you doing here? Yeah. What do you want here?
We're just looking to have a private conversation.
Are you looking for a private conversation with you and a little bit there? I'm having a private conversation in here with my ladies. So this end is full. Move it on.
Bye, guys. So about those dates for the
Oh,
wedding.
I cannot wait. Let's do it.
You handle too?
How do I look? Cleaner than a Safeway chicken.
Awesome.
I look good, don't I?
Yeah.
That's good. All right.
Corino is the new American Dream. I love this look Corino came up with as well, with the cowboy boots and the jeans, Joey.
Very original.
Oh, yeah.
Never seen it before. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. One-on-one versus Steve Corino in a bull rope match.
And if Corino hits Dusty Rhodes with the Steve Corino automatic elbow, it'll be automatic. 1, 2, 3.
Steve Corino can't possibly think that he can beat the American Dream in any match, let alone a bull rope match.
Well, you may notice Jack Victory out there.
How can you miss him?
I think that's something that Steve Corino has factored into this. Look at Dusty Rhodes. I mean, what an aura he projects even still.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, accompanied in the ring this evening by Jack Victory, weighing in at 213 3/4 pounds, from Sea Isle City, New Jersey, Steve Corino!
Corino is such a wild card. I mean, taking on Rhodes in his own
And
match.
his opponent, from Austin, Texas,
he's a moron.
The one, the only, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes!
Is he a moron, or is he so... Is he a moron, or is he so stupid he's actually a genius? Look at the ref.
I'd go with A. And Dusty starts things off with a bionic elbow, and now Steve Corino, whether he likes it or not, is tied to the other end of that boat. It should be noted the referee for this matchup is young H.C. Loke. He's the referee from Milwaukee that Corino and Victory bludgeoned in his hometown of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That young man was sent to the hospital and received 53 stitches in his head, courtesy of Corino and Jack Victory.
That's what happens when you're a young punk trying to get yourself over in your hometown at the expense of the wrestlers. The same thing happened to him as it could have happened to Joel Gertner tonight had you not stuck your nose in.
You sucker kicked him. You backed down.
I don't need to sucker kick Joel Gertner. Look at this.
Corino trying to roll out of the ring, and Dusty Rhodes would have no part of it. There's the cowbell between the eyes.
The whole key to this match, Joey, is you do not want your opponent to gain control of the cowbell. You want to keep the cowbell on your end of the rope. The rope is a very dangerous thing. The cowbell is about a 15 or 20 pound piece of steel. And Dusty Rhodes knows every way to use that rope and to use the bell. Now he's taking him outside, Joey. Oh, no. Good Lord.
Did you hear that?
I heard it sound like the dinner bell ringing. Corino looks like he's in trouble already. This match has barely begun.
You think? Dusty Rhodes now digging the corner of that bell into the forehead of Steve Corino.
Don't kid yourself. Rhodes may well have gotten to this cowbell and rope before the match and sharpened up an edge on that thing, and now he's going to use it to bust Corino open.
And that would be wrong, right, Cyrus?
Well, you know, there is a certain camaraderie with the wrestler that you just don't understand. Having said that, Corino is someone with an inflammatory verbiage that sometimes upsets people.
Camaraderie.
Not unlike yourself.
Camaraderie between the wrestlers.
Sometimes you say things, you get a lot of heat on yourself.
I'll take my chances with you. Dusty Rhodes now dragging Steve Corino through the sold-out O'Neill Center here in Danbury, Connecticut.
Apparently Rhodes wants everyone to get a good look at him kicking the hell out of Corino. Is Corino busted open?
He is indeed, as the elbow further lacerates the flesh on the forehead of Steve Corino. And Corino now fighting back.
Get the cowbell there. He's got the cowbell. Very important, as I suggested earlier.
Corino now hammering down upon the skull of Dusty Rhodes, was able to gain control of this matchup thanks to Jack Victory.
There we go.
Now digging the cowbell into the forehead of the American Dream.
Now Corino's in his element. He likes to dish it out. So does Jack Victory.
Oh yeah, Corino's great in a 2-on-1 situation. Who is it? Corino trying to slice open the forehead of Dusty Rhodes with that cowbell. And Dusty just keeps on coming at Corino despite Jack Victory hanging all over the Dream like a cheap suit.
Dusty Rhodes' elbow has so much calcification in it from years of using it. It's more like getting hit with a big ball-peen hammer than someone's normal elbow, Joey. I'm speaking from personal experience, as you know.
You would know firsthand.
I would.
The American Dream has been busted open as well now. Seems like he's been sliced right above the right eye.
Rhodes is busting open the new American Dream, Joey.
The new American Dream?
You know what? You have to see the parallels here. These men are both charismatic communicators at base, Joey Styles. You may not like Steve Corino's politics. You may not like what he has to say. Dusty Rhodes may not like it. They may be from different eras, but they are very much the same. Corino is charismatic. He's a great communicator, cuts a great promo. What's so different? Corino well on his way to becoming a legend in ECW.
You're not sucking me into this ridiculous comparison, as now Dusty Rhodes again drives the cowbell into the forehead of Steve Corino.
You know, just once I'd like to see you go off your little script and actually admit when someone's right. Having said all of that, I think Corino would be well served to get this back into the ring, back where Jack Victory resides around ringside.
It appears Corino intentionally busted open Dusty right above the eye. The blood flowing down into Dusty's eye. You can see him squinting. That right eye is half closed. That will work to the advantage of Steve Corino if he can capitalize on it at all.
Very important, as we know, that if the cut is above the eye, it bleeds into the eye, making it very difficult to see. If it's below the eye, it's not so serious.
And there's Jack Victory. Jack Victory was lurking back at ringside. Steve Corino sucked in the American Dream, and now, after Jack Victory slowed down the Dream, Corino following up, biting into the forehead of Dusty Rhodes.
Hey, say what you will about Corino. He gets on the offense like this, he's tremendous.
And again, Corino is driving that bell into the forehead of Dusty Rhodes.
The thing of it is, you know Dusty Rhodes has been in this situation before. He knows what it's like to bleed, Joey. He knows what it's like to be in a lot of pain. He's not in a rush to end this match.
Corino now picking his shots on the fallen Dream. Jack Victory slides in a steel chair. Corino right up in the face.
Now let me just get this straight. If Corino beats Dusty, will we now be referring only to Corino as the American Dream?
The Dream yanked on the bull rope, and Corino goes face first into the steel chair. Miscalculation on the part of Steve Corino, climbing the turnbuckles while tied to the American Dream, and did he ever pay for it?
Corino looks to be in a lot of trouble, Joey.
Dusty Rhodes moving very slowly as well. He has taken one hell of a beating at the hands of Steve Corino thus far.
Now give Steve Corino credit for hanging in there in Dusty Rhodes' own match, the match Dusty Rhodes made famous. Oh no. Oh my God, he's gonna mark him up.
He's trying to scar Corino for life. He's trying to rip away at his arm.
See, now this I don't agree with. I mean, Steve Corino is a pretty good-looking young man, am I right? So now we're going to butcher this kid, mark him up, just to make a point. God.
I apologize to any fans watching at home that may be squeamish. A lot of blood has been lost thus far in this matchup, and we fear it's only going to get worse. Then again, if you're squeamish, I have no idea why you purchased an ECW pay-per-view. That makes no sense to me either. So I withdraw my apology.
Corino trying to buy some time here. Get his wits about him.
Corino with a couple of straight hands.
Oh, good comeback by Corino now.
Nice work with the fists and the bell down between the shoulder blades of the American Dream.
He suckered Rhodes in. That's an old Dusty Rhodes tactic. Corino's got the chair.
Corino is wedging that steel chair in between the second and top turnbuckles. That does not bode well for the American Dream. Jack Victory holding on to the arms of Dusty Rhodes as Corino was setting up that chair. And Corino goes face first into the chair.
Corino took too much time setting the chair up.
There's the elbow. Dusty Rhodes now on the offensive, has to be thinking of putting away Steve Corino. Unless, of course, he wants to play with Corino a little bit, but Corino is coming back at Dusty Rhodes.
Corino's showing us something here tonight.
He is, he really is.
Automatic elbow.
Did he just use Dusty's bionic elbow?
Oh, he sure did.
We've got a second bell.
Corino's got the bell. Corino's got the bell.
Pair of bionic elbows, one on Jack Victory and one on Steve Corino.
Fellas, Rhodes got a roll of tape.
Yeah, Jack Victory was trying to throw a roll of athletic tape into Steve Corino.
Maybe he's gonna tell. What is the referee doing?
H.C. Locust looking for some payback from Milwaukee.
Oh, now this is ridiculous.
That second cowbell is being taped to the top of Steve Corino's head. Steve Corino is now being victimized by the young referee he bludgeoned in Milwaukee, H.C. Lowe.
I can tell you this referee will never referee a match for the network, Joey Styles. This is ridiculous.
Dusty's got the champ. Steel chair and the cowbell to the top of the head. There goes the elbow pad. Can you feel it? Bionic elbow. Your winner, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. To no one's surprise, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, is victorious in the bull rope match against Steve Corino with an assist from referee H.C. Lowe.
That was disgusting, but Corino did give a tremendous accounting of himself, Joey, admit it.
He put up a good fight, he did.
Sure he did.
It's a real shame that he lost. I'm all broken up about it. I mean, you can't tell, but I'm crying on the inside.
Trying to be a little unbiased, trying to be a little bit professional.
A great victory for the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Looks like he's been through a war.
Did you see that? Did you see Rick Victor slap me in the face?
All right, calm down. I've seen him slap you in the face. Understand that. You're the NXT champion. You need to relax a little bit. Let's talk this thing over.
I want a match with Rick Victor next week, and if I don't get that match, I can't be held responsible for what I do to him.
Let me tell you something, Seth. You're the champion. I've been there before. I know what you're talking about. You want it, you got it.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, kid.
You won't regret it.
All right.
You know who will? Rick Victor.
From the time I was 8 years old, my dad had me on a plumbing truck in the summer. Be hot, man. We'd be out there doing plumbing work, and I never got to do any finesse plumbing work, like putting fittings and stuff on. My job was to get in a ditch with T.C. Lee and take a jackhammer and make my dad a big old hole while he sit there smoking his cigar, waiting for me to do this, you know. And T.C. Lee became a very close friend of mine because he was the one that said to me at an age of about 14 years old, he said, "There's an American dream out there somewhere." He said, there are people that say, I can't get a job. People say, I can't do this, but there's a dream out there. You need to get out of this ditch and go and find that thing. And that's when the American dream was created, really at a young age in my life.
This is our main event. Ric Flair, Barry Windham, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Dusty Rhodes, the world U.S. champions against two real big guys in the ring. Tony, this match, of course, we taped prior to Starrcade 88, coming to us from the beautiful new Charlotte Coliseum, the home of the NBA Hornets. And Nature Boy Ric Flair, who's got courtside seats right behind the bench, choice seats here, season tickets. He's got a better seat now than he'll ever have at any NBA game, right in the action. Not next to it, but in the action here.
Well, we're seeing Bam Bam Bigelow, Jim, at the beginning of this match use his quickness as we have expected. He's a very quick individual and surprising Barry Windham. Really, Barry complaining to Tommy Young, but those are certainly legal moves. Nothing Tommy can do.
Bigelow very, very quick. I think right here, as much as anything, a psychological weapon being utilized by Bigelow to show Windham that, hey, I'm as quick as you are, but I'm also almost 400 pounds, and that is quite a difference. And Bigelow, along with Dusty Rhodes, two of the men that will be in these Bunkhouse Stampede Battle Royals with Abdullah the Butcher, the Commandos, Dick Murdoch, Dr. Death, and many others. And a right hand, a vicious right hand by Barry Windham, catching Bigelow unaware, and he hits him for the second time, sends him for the ride. Bigelow reverses it and catches Windham, and military presses him high over his head.
Bigelow throwing Windham down, and Rhodes in to do a little bit of cheerleading there, Jim, as we see the world champion Flair down on the floor. Certainly everything that has gone on has been within the parameters of the rules and very legal.
Bigelow starts it out showing great quickness. He follows it up with his most devastating move of the night thus far, and it is a power move, showing his versatility. The heavyweight champion of the world, Nature Boy Ric Flair on the left, consoling Barry Windham. J.J. Dillon trying to keep things on a positive momentum, keeping it up, keep motivating Barry Windham.
I think a big key to what will happen here in this match here this evening is the man you see in the bottom of your screen on your right, Sir Oliver Humperdinck. He's there, as we know, the manager of Bam Bam Bigelow, but if that man, J.J. Dillon, tries anything, certainly Humperdinck will try to get involved also, and he may basically cancel J.J. out here.
And those two men will be vying for the cash prize in the manager's version of the Bunkhouse Stampede that we've talked a great deal about in the hour. Now both men circling each other, Bigelow and Barry Windham. And Windham wants to test his strength. Now, I don't think Windham is as strong as Bigelow, but his height will give him a leverage advantage, and we'll see if that will negate Bigelow's strength.
Well, it will if he can hold on to him, it certainly will stymie his quickness. Working close to him.
Bigelow sent for the ride, or Bigelow sends Windham for the ride. One more military press and a big slam. Bigelow 6'3", and Flair in to interject himself here. With Flair in the ring and then Rhodes coming into the ring, it's not going to allow Bigelow to follow up on another move, and that's what he needed to do. And one more time, as we have seen, after a military press, that gorilla slam by Bigelow, Windham rolls out of the ring to break the momentum. So he gets one offensive move, one big move, and then Windham goes outside and breaks the momentum. This is going to prove very, I think, frustrating for Bigelow. Dusty Rhodes, I think, would handle it in this situation better than Bigelow because Rhodes is the seasoned veteran in this contest.
Now Bigelow just waiting for Windham to come back in, who certainly, as you've said, Jim, is really slowing things down here. Does he want to go against him again to tie up? Bigelow will think better of it, possibly. They look to grip hands once again.
Collar and elbow tie-up. Windham rakes the eyes. That'll slow anyone down. Now Wyndham's going to try to get on the attack. Rakes the eyes one more time, preventing Bigelow from making a tag. Catches him with a right hand. They've got to get the big man from Asbury Park, New Jersey, off his feet to negate his tremendous strength advantage. But Windham going upstairs, and Bigelow exchanging right hands, and Bigelow's getting the better of this situation. Follows it with a headbutt, and once again down goes Barry Windham. And Windham needs to make the tag now. Quite obviously, he does it.
It's a reluctant tag right there for Flair.
Now Flair will utilize the count here. Flair in no hurry to get in the ring and tie up. The champion very smart here in slowing things down, because if he gets the opportunity to dictate the pace, Bigelow's going to be in trouble.
Flair, as you say, utilizing the count. He is taking his time, and as both men are in the ring now, and Flair very cautious, extremely, more than we've ever seen the world heavyweight champion, who is the consummate veteran. Really, he may have had a game plan going in, but he may have aborted that right now, and is thinking on some different terms as he almost tied up with Bam Bam and now struts around the ring.
Bigelow with a cartwheel. Once again showing Flair, hey, I've got plenty of energy. I'm motivated. I'm ready for you, world champion. Flair doing this bit of styling and profiling, pushes Bigelow back, and Bigelow, what power! Sends Flair flying across the ring. Well, they've got to get him off his feet. That's going to be a major task. But they've got to get him off his feet, get him in their half of the ring. Speaking of the Horsemen, you get Bigelow in an up position, he's going to dominate you. And Flair goes downstairs, kicks him right in the knee. Flair says he specializes in beating big men, and there's a chop right to the chest. And Bigelow, it's just not even registering that punishment from Flair.
Well, those are some of Flair's main weapons, and you're right, they didn't phase Bam Bam at all. And now watch out here. Here we go, Gorilla Slam again.
He power slams Flair from high above, and the Nature Boy going outside, and Bigelow getting very frustrated here. Many of the dignitaries sitting around the ring, representatives from K97 FM.
Got Miller and Lynn White.
And Bigelow just retrieved Flair and brought him back into the ring, but the Nature Boy right back up to his feet will try to gain an advantage on Bam Bam Bigelow, but he doesn't do it there. He thinks he has, but to no avail, and the Nature Boy reminded by Barry Windham that the big man is coming for you.
There is no doubt Bigelow is big, he is quick, but he is also as tough as nails, and he has really proved this nationwide here at this match this evening.
Another Gorilla Slam by Bam Bam Bigelow, and Ric Flair feeling the same punishment that Barry Windham tasted in the earlier portion of this match. We're coming to you from the beautiful new Charlotte Coliseum in Charlotte, North Carolina. And the Nature Boy, before this one's over, may be wishing he was sitting in those primo seats at courtside, watching a Hornets game and watching King Rex bring the ball up the floor and nail a 30-footer.
Well, a spit towards the way of Dusty Rhodes, and the Dream comes in. You know, we talk about Flair being from Charlotte, this being his hometown. Certainly he has ruled Charlotte in the NWA for a long time, but the same can be said for Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. He has had some classic matches against Flair, against other competitors in the Charlotte Coliseum. So this is just like home turf to Dusty also.
No home field advantage for the Nature Boy here. Sends the American Dream for the ride. The son of the plumber with a football tackle shows his agility for a big man and catches Flair with a bionic elbow, and Windham with it. Dusty Rhodes with a series of bionic elbows on Flair and Windham. Flip, flop, and fly coming up right here. And J.J. Dillon upstairs, and he's J.J. balancing that second rope. We got a hully-gully here.
That was about a 5-second hully-gully, and he finally spilled to the floor, and the fans are going wild here at Charlotte.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, has really asserted himself deeply in this match since he was tagged in just a few moments ago. And there's JJ sitting on the better part of his anatomy, or should I say the bigger part of his anatomy.
Bigger or better, they both are correct here, Jim. You know, Dusty is a master at gaining control of the match. When the time is right, or even when you think the time is not right, Dusty can come in, completely change the complexion of anything.
In public, if you will.
If you will.
Now a double team by the Horsemen working on the American Dream. They send him for the ride, the Irish whip. Dusty comes out. They miss with a double team. And a big double, a double clothesline by the big man who now lives in Allen, Texas. Just north of Dallas. Dusty Rhodes now sends Flair for the ride. Up and over goes the champion of the world.
And down to the floor, and Bigelow right there to get him. You know, Dusty almost telegraphed that double clothesline. Watch out! Right to the front row.
Up close and personal, those fans. I don't know, front row. Best seats in the house, and up close and personal was a Nature Boy. And Flair noticeably limping as he tries to get back in the ring.
You know, Jim, in retrospect, these are dangerous matches for Ric Flair. As far as title defenses to come in the NWA, entering a match like this certainly can win him some money, but as far as health is concerned, it's not good for him because he's taking quite a beating here.
And Flair's got some tremendous challenges I understand, being negotiated for by outstanding athletes like the Junkyard Dog, Al Perez. I understand Larry Zbyszko negotiating for some championship matches. Among others, the list is extremely long, and the contenders coming for the world's title. So you're exactly right that an injury in a tag team situation could prove to be very fatal for a man in the category and the stature of Nature Boy Ric Flair. And he and Rhodes got their dukes up. Big Dusty, I don't know if he can float like a butterfly, maybe like a, I don't know, like a water buffalo maybe.
This is not a good move for Flair. Dusty has a quick left hand.
He sure does. You don't see too many 300-pound butterflies in this sport. The son of the plumber. Full of action here. Big clothesline. They don't get any tougher than the American Dream. What a clothesline on Barry Windham. You can't judge a book by its cover, and Ric Flair will come tumbling down here. The King will fall.
Now Dusty appearing to slap on the figure four.
Rhodes steps inside, but Barry Windham with J.J. Dillon distracting Tommy Young. Barry Windham had the opportunity to clothesline Dusty Rhodes before he could execute the figure four. And the figure four is a hold that Rhodes knows so well. He's won the world title with it, and he's lost the world title as a result of that move.
Dusty now in trouble as Barry Windham comes in. Right hand, that was solid to Dusty Rhodes. Now, Jim, we also want to let fans know, we talked about this being taped well before Starrcade. Watch out for the flying lariat. This was also right after Dusty's eye injury that people saw nationwide. So Dusty came into the situation a lot less than 100%.
A lot less than 100% physically, but mentally, he's always ready for a fight. The American Dream, well into his second decade of competing in main events around the world, goes for the ride. Windham misses with a claw, and Dusty caught him with a right hand trying to nail the bionic elbow, but Wyndham's got the claw on the pectoral muscle of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. He's got it wrenched in, and there you can see when you're 6'6", what kind of advantage you can have as far as the leverage is concerned. He towers above Dusty Rhodes, and his leverage is certainly the deciding factor right here.
Clamped on Dusty, and certainly Rhodes, well, now dropping down to his knees. Sir Oliver Humperdinck in the background trying to rally the fans behind Dusty Rhodes. How quick things can change in a wrestling match, and we've certainly seen it in evidence here today.
Find it ironic to think back earlier in the hour, the Texas Broncos with Barry Windham's little brother Kendall tagging so effectively with Dusty Rhodes' son Dustin, but here we see the father and the older brother respectively in a heated rivalry, as has been going on throughout the most of 1988 for that matter. And here in 1989 it's continuing.
Well, you want to get out of it? Certainly there are many ways to do it. Dusty chose to go the low road that time, and Barry goes face first.
Windham now will make the tag, and Flair comes in, and Bigelow will be tagged as well. Dusty Rhodes shows great timing by tagging Bigelow. Timely tag by Dusty Rhodes, and Bigelow will go back to the power.
Hip tossing out. Well, he just manhandled Flair that time, didn't he?
He certainly did. He just muscled him up and over. And Flair almost in awe of the tremendous power that Bam Bam Bigelow possesses. And Bigelow one more time with a gorilla slam. That's about the third one for the Nature Boy. The point is now, how much more of this can he take? And Bigelow should be falling up right now, working on the back of the world's champion.
Flair wanting Barry to come in, and Barry did, and now Bigelow in a world of trouble here.
Well, turnabout is fair play, and it was Flair play as well. Flair called that one, and Windham executed it with the referee's back turn. And they're taking every cheap shot. This has turned into more of a street fight. And Tommy Young, with so many people to watch and observe, found himself out of position, and that's very uncharacteristic of a man that many feel is the finest official in wrestling. Big gloved hand of Barry Windham. Windham trying to intimidate the referee. I don't think he can do that. But Bam Bam Bigelow, after the underhanded attack by Windham and Flair, finds himself in the worst shape he has been in this contest.
We've been a solid 20 minutes into this match. And Ric Flair and Barry Windham on the low blow are taking advantage of Bigelow.
Competition in the NWA so physical, so intense. The most physical professional wrestling organization in the world today is the NWA. That has been its trademark since 1905, and a vicious knee drop to the head of Bam Bam Bigelow by the heavyweight champion of the world, and Dusty Rhodes' emotions perhaps are getting the best of him.
Every time Dusty comes in, Jim, we have the double team, and Dusty, you're right, emotions are getting the best of common sense right here, because each and every time Bigelow is knocked down another notch.
Can't really blame Dusty Rhodes for wanting to get involved, and Bigelow goes for the ride. Great agility. He takes Windham over in a pinning predicament, and Flair just buries his fingers into the eyes of Bam Bam Bigelow. Windham picks him up and backs him to the ropes, sends him for the ride. Oh, what a collision. Like two trucks running together. Referee will use the 10 count now. We could have a count out situation. I'm not so sure both their heads didn't crack together when they came off the rope. Windham trying to set Bigelow, it looks like, for a suplex, having trouble getting him over, but Bigelow snaps Windham over. The lanky youngster from Sweetwater will perhaps make a tag here. Bigelow trying to do the same with Dusty Rhodes. Tag made. He made it, Tony.
I didn't think he would, but he slipped in there and made it in, and Bigelow is in trouble on the other side.
Rhodes with a sleeper on Barry Windham. Dusty Rhodes trying to put Windham's lights out. Bigelow comes in to head off. Nature Boy Ric Flair, keep your eye on J.J. Dillon. Dillon's coming into the ring. He's taking his shoe off. He's got his shoe, but there's Sir Oliver. There's no shoe. And now it's Dillon in the sleeper. Rhodes has got J.J. Dillon in the sleeper. And the referee calls for the bell. Dillon in the ring. There's going to be a disqualification on the Horseman.
Gordon Solie, the Mac and Dreams commentator, old personal private commentator. Gordon Solie, now is the time to start getting down with it. You can see I've been in my psychedelic Mickey Mouse shirt in Florida, taking up the sun. I've been investigating Disney World. I've been around doing things and getting myself ready and psyched up. You know, the old Spalla and Gary Hart think they got me. They think they went ahead and just ripped me off. Uvalde Slim, a virtually unknown, come in and meet him. Dusty Rhodes has beat him. All of them. Everything that's happened in the past few weeks. Everything you've seen people going out trying to be something they ain't. You've seen people going out imitating the dream. There's only one dream. He's the greatest attraction in the world today. The greatest sportsman, the greatest athlete, the greatest rapper, the greatest singer, the greatest sleeper. Hey, I can sleep cool, brother. You know how to sleep cool, Gordon? There are people that sleep rugged, but I sleep cool, God. And Gary Hart knows that. And I've been kind of sleeping, baby. Because he done gave me permission. He say, if you beat my man in the Texas Death Match, you will get a shot at the Georgia title. And of all the titles I've held, it's the one closest to my heart, the one that means so much to me, besides the world's title, is the Georgia title, because the first night that I won it, Gordon, you were there. I remember that warmness, that closeness that me and 10,000 people got it on, you know, and it was just one of them things where it was just a magnificent thing, and we were getting down with getting it on. And that was a reach for it. That was a soul touching, baby. Texas Death Match, no rules, no time limit, no disqualification. It originated in Texas, Hut. And if you stick your nose around in it, I'm gonna bust you sooner or later. I'm gonna bust you, baby.
Plus I'm storming on these chumps like I'm thunder and lightning. Ain't no way you breaking me, kid. I'm harder than nails. Plus I keep it on lock like I'm part of the jail. I'm slaughtering stale competition. I got the whole block wishing they could run with my division, but they going fishing with no bait. Kid, your boy hold weight. I got my soul straight. I brush your mouth like Colgate. In any weather, I'm never better. Your boy's so hot, you never catch me in the next man's sweater. If they let him hate, I drop your whole clan. Lay your ass down for the 3-second tan. Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise world shining now. You can't see me, my time is now.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be. 5-pound of courage, buddy base, 10 pants with a gold tee. This a war dance, a victory step. A ball stance is a gift.
You know I love you, right? But if you'll notice, every time we come running down to help you out, it don't turn out good. And since I've been getting beat up for 25 years, that part doesn't bother me so much, but we didn't even get to do any of our DX stuff that we do at the beginning. I can't leave here without giving you guys our stuff. I don't know when DX John Cena will have the opportunity to stand in the ring with the legend, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So pardon us while we take advantage of that. We hope you enjoy it. I believe it starts like this. I just got beat up for 10 minutes and I'm running like this. What a phenomenal athlete. Unbelievable. All right, here we go. What's that, Gene?
I just got one thing to ask you.
Whoa, what's that?
Are you ready? No! The American Dream said, "Are you ready?"
You're too jacked up, put your arms down. Only I can stand like that. Then, for the thousands in attendance, for the millions that aren't watching around the world, and for the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Let's get ready to suck it! Okay.
If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you
been a beautiful audience. You know, as I said earlier in the program here on the mothership, he got a bicycle. He got a bicycle from somebody. Who would be riding a bicycle in this arena?
I don't know. Where did that come from?
He's a joke. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
If you feel it of how you want to react there, if you take it down, you're gonna. I mean, don't take it down. Just kind of look, to where you look. You have that look, and then you're right back to it. But don't do it all 4 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just enough.
Just enough. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I got you here, and I got you there. Now you're mine. That's good. You don't engage the other. If they're not part of our entertainment, then it don't work.
Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, one of the first superstars to ever headline the Superdome events in New Orleans, Louisiana, against King Kong Bundy in a taped fist match. Now, this match can be decided either by pinfall or a knockout. And, of course, Dusty Rhodes, as I said, has been a superstar the world over, an international star, and has headlined many Superdomes until the Superdome almost became the junkyard dog's yard, as that man has hit the heights of superstardom in the wrestling circles. And of course, many times a match that is brought here, as the promoters of Mid-South try to get the best events for the fans in the Superdome, are matches at situations that have happened other places that it can be capitalized on. And on June 24th in Houston, Texas, Dusty Rhodes was in a bull rope match, the most dangerous match that he devised, against Nick Bockwinkel, the AWA champion. He won that bout against Bockwinkel with bull rope, but King Kong Bundy, who Bockwinkel had hired as an assassin-type individual, came in with his arm taped all the way to the elbow, and really beat up Dusty Rhodes. And Dusty Rhodes said, if that's the way you want it, that's the way you have it. Get me a match with him anywhere you can, taped fists. And Grizzly Smith, matchmaker supreme, saw the Superdome coming up and quickly signed contracts to that effect. And King Kong Bundy, in the toughest test of his career, as he's used his 420 pounds of mass to overcome many opponents, is in a brawl here in the Louisiana Superdome in front of 21,000 fans. And Bundy belaboring Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. Dusty, 300 pounds, from Austin, Texas, former football and baseball star, West Texas State University, the son of a plumber, a man who in 1974 in Florida became known as the American Dream. And his legend and his prowess has transpired and grown throughout the United States. A man with a lot of heart, a lot of soul. Bundy, a massive, ponderous, pummeling, an individual that just, when you've got that much mass, 420 pounds, you can absorb a tremendous amount of punishment. And he's got Dusty Rhodes in a lot of pain right now, as you can see the crimson mask. Photographer Greg Soley lets us vicariously enter that ring at close up. Again, this match can be decided by knockout or pinfall. The Dream fighting back, pulling it up, hitting with the elbow, measuring Bundy. He caught Bundy up on the head with a shot, and these tape fists, as those of you that don't know in boxing, the reason they tape their fist under the gloves is to protect their own fists. The human can hit with his strength of his arm and body harder than the bone structure in the fists can withstand. Therefore, by being able to tape them, you can deliver a harder blow without suffering the broken hand. Otherwise, you have to use the forearm, because the forearm is the only thing that can withstand the power and not break itself. So by taping their fists, this makes this match that much more of a rugged survival battle. And as you can see, both men crimson mask at this point, because the blows to the head with the fist taped naturally increase the cutting power of the fists. And the Dream is doing his thing. He's walking tall, he's striding, because he's got Bundy down, and Big Bundy's having to right now check into his intestinal fortitude and see if he's going to make Dream up on top. This is a no disqualification type match, and he senses the time to deliver the coup de grace to Big King Kong Bundy and triumph once again in the Louisiana Superdome, as he has done so many times in the past, as he comes off 300 pounds, hits 420 pounds, and it takes a 240-pound referee right through the ropes, just like being strained through a grater, Ted DiBiase comes in, and Ted DiBiase, as you can see, had taped up some type of foreign object and gone for the Dream, but the Dream intercepted it. However, Bundy has scooped it up, as we saw, and is now putting it on his fist, and the Dream not aware of it, and Bundy caught him coming in right on the jaw with that 420-pound body connected to that number 8 size ham, and the Dream is down. It's no disqualification. Now the referee, Rick Farrar, delivering the count for counting either man. Whichever man gets to his feet could be the winner of this bout. And the Dream is really cold-cocked. And there we can see Dusty Rhodes, the victim of Ted DiBiase. The big cheese is coming to the aid of King Kong Bundy, and Bundy will go down in history as the winner of the tape fist bout in the Louisiana Superdome, July 16th, 1983.
Did you ever think in all your years in the business that you would be here tonight being inducted into the Hall of Fame?
I think the Hall of Fame was like for real old people, you know what I mean? And their achievements, but it's you always look for moments in our industry. I've always captured moments. I've wanted to be able to give back every time I seen a fan, you know, that and let them understand that this is really their night too. To understand that everything I have, you know, whether I'm driving a car, putting kids through school, whatever it is because of them. So it's yeah, I thought something would come along like this, maybe, you know, but you never really strive for it. You just you achieve it. So it's a great honor.
You mentioned kids and moments. Tonight should be an incredible moment when your sons induct you into the Hall of Fame. How does that feel?
Well, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm trying very hard to keep, I tear up pretty easy. When you get old, you start, my wife tells me I babble about everything, you know what I mean? But it's a great honor. Gold Dust, Dustin Rhodes, Dustin Runnels, if you will, tremendous career, still a young man, and the honor to see him standing with young Cody, who's one of our young up-and-coming stars down at our developmental in OVW, and to see them there and have them express, I told him, I said, you know, keep it clean, try to keep it funny. I'll do all the crying later on, you know, so I'm looking forward to it, to see them two together, and it's a great honor.
Oh yeah, get a shot. Yeah. Well, this is the war game. Go ahead, baby. No, and in the war games, the team of the decade in the war games team, he was on that. He was in there. So I just want you to know, Hunter was part of the war games. He's the only one who believed in me. Where Vince just
can me. No.
I did believe in the War Games, and it became the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. No, you didn't play that. Good.
That's how the Elimination Chamber started.
Didn't really. Where's he? Who asked me that question? You did. What did I say? I said no. I said everything is
No,
not.
here's the thing. I pitched going to War Games, and Vince didn't like it, and then I came up with Elimination Chamber, which was a morph off of War Games.
Okay, who came up with Royal Rumble?
What?
The Rumble. No, the Rumble.
Who? You. Me? Yeah. No, but I'm saying I'm the one that wanted to do War Games, and he hated War Games. He said, no, Dusty's an idiot. And I said, no.
You can't say that. And then
I said, no, but there's something you can do with it. What if you had people in pods instead? Remember that we wrote it on the cocktail. That's right.
Nashville, Tennessee.
I was trying to tell a story to put Dusty over. It was off of the War Games part. I left out the part about Vince thinking he's an idiot. You know what I mean? It just didn't. No, what he said was he didn't like the fact. He said, why don't one guy's off the cage, run around the other side, and just kick out of the other guys on the floor?
You know why? Me in my poor state that I'm in, and age. He knows doing this, he will get on my War Games video, which is actually cash going out. You know what I mean? But I love it.
What is this for?
Huh?
What's this for?
They're going to follow you around all day.
For my video, which I'm putting you in.
I'm all over this.
Yeah.
Hold on a sec. Got a few more left. I think he just got overcome here. Oh, there he goes. The gas is gone. It might be the burritos. Look at the look of the face of Dusty Rhodes. You are seeing two of the greats, and no one, you can feel the electricity, no one is sitting in the Jacksonville Coliseum. You could power California with the electricity here in Jacksonville. Down goes Flair. This is pay-per-view history. You're seeing it. Practice. He needs a practice. Get out of the fine line there, Rick. Oh, please. Right in the crosshairs, if you will. Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair, 20 years. They've headlined every major venue in this great sport for this great company, and they're at it one more time in Jacksonville.
The $1 Million Challenge, $1 million, the World's Heavyweight Championship on the line. Dusty, you can cut the tension right now with a knife.
David, the tension is running high. Let me say just a few words about traveling throughout this country in the past few weeks in Starrcade 84. The fans throughout this great land have talked about Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, and about Ric Flair and what it means and what the $1 million means. Let me ask you this question sitting out there, and I want you to answer it in your own way. I'm not saying or asking you to root for one man or the other. I'm not saying that Ric Flair is a bad man. Ric Flair is a great athlete. He's a great human being. His fans are his fans. Dusty Rhodes is a great athlete and a great human being. I don't put values in the same thing Ric Flair does. I'm the son of a plumber. I was raised in Austin, Texas, and I never had anything unless I fought for it, unless I scratched for it, unless I got down on my knees and went for it. So I'm in a little different light, Ric Flair, than you are. I can't say that I'm gonna walk through my house and show the camera all the fine, great things that I've earned in this profession. But there's one thing when I walk through my house that I see every day of my life. She's about that high, and she's 2 years old. And I got two other ones too. And that's the $1 million, Daddy. That's life right there. That's the $1 million.
Our next event of the evening, a one-fall match with a 60-minute time limit for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first in the corner to my right, the challenger from Austin, Texas, former two-time World Heavyweight Champion, weighing in tonight at 280 pounds,
the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And now, the world's heavyweight champion from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 243 pounds, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Take some of this one time, baby.
Watch your fingers.
Oh, God. Hey! Come on over here, damn it! Russell! 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 One block! One block! One block!
10 minutes has expired in the match. 10 minutes expired.
Don't do that, champ. Champ, don't do that. Come on, come on. Go, champ. Go, champ. What? Go, champ. You don't have to do that. Come on. There it is, come on.
20 minutes has expired. 20 minutes has expired.